Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. We are on episode, what are we on tonight, Gabe? 263 tonight. And I think we got all the right buttons pushed and all the streams going tonight, so I think we're good. Welcome everybody to the show. We appreciate you tuning in. You can go to the gigeconomyshow.com to learn all about the podcast, learn about what's going on with the show, look at past episodes. We want to be sure and thank our Patreon members. That is Samson from Grand Rapids, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, Omar from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Frank from Philly, Tom from Chicago, Jim from Connecticut, Miguel from GR, Linda from Tampa, Jerry Gillette from Bowling Green, and Faith from Las Vegas. Thank you very much for being a Patreon. We appreciate it. It helps us pay for the things we need to do for the show. If you want to join the Patreon, we have two tiers. We have a $3 tier and a $7 tier. The $7 tier, you get extra show. Pretty much after every show, we will do like an after show just for Patreon members. As you can all tell tonight, it is Gabe and I tonight. Jason is absent again. Another well-deserved night away. Not sure what he's doing tonight exactly, but
no, he's becoming a part-timer.
He is becoming a part-timer, but that's okay because that gives me a chance to learn a little more about the back end of this stuff and not make the rookie mistakes that I made last time. So yeah, we're good. So so join us on Patreon. We have a 7-day free trial. You can try it out for a week and see how you like it. If you don't like it, you don't get charged, but we think you're going to like it. I don't know why you wouldn't. We also have a Telegram group that Gabe's going to tell you about.
So the Telegram group, there's a link usually in all
the show notes. Yeah.
Videos. Yep. But I know Josh is now joined. It's where we just chit chat. If we have questions about one of the apps or we have something funny or something crazy that happened that we want to share, it gives you a way to connect with other drivers. Usually Faith and I do the daytime. And then Larry, when he drives, does at night.
Yeah, but there's nobody else out there. This is me talking to myself.
Yeah. So it's nice so you don't feel alone because you can kind of get into the swing of things where you're not really talking to anybody except for your riders or if you do, deliveries. So it's just nice. We've had people join from all over the U.S. and even New Zealand.
Yeah, a couple new people this past week. We're adding a few here the last few weeks, which is great because we'd love to get back like it used to be in the golden day. We used to be on there and just you'd wake up if you weren't working one night, you'd work up the next day. There might be 500 messages that you missed.
Yeah, we need John to be able to do his weekly recaps.
I know he is standing fast on refusing to do that. Even Faith asked him to do it, and he has not caved in yet. But we're going to keep hammering on him to do at least one.
I feel like if we were busier in the chat, he would definitely.
Yeah, it might be hard to do because there back then there was so much to choose from. Like I'm sure it was tough to whittle down all the funny things that were said in that Telegram group. And sometimes we go off the rails, and sometimes we're talking about relevant stuff to gig economy, but a lot of times we're not. A lot of times we're just talking about
talking
life,
shit to each other,
talking shit to each other for sure. That is 100% guarantee that's going to happen in the group if you're in there. We'll try not to run you off. We'll try to let you ease in a little bit before we tease you. But
I'm still waiting for you, Bubba Sue.
Yeah,
join.
Exactly. It's a great place to get to know people. That's how I got to know the people here up in GR and the people running the podcast, and got to be friends with them. And we usually do a get together, a picnic every year. We've had people come in from all over the country for that. That's always a lot of fun as well. We're talking about going to Clearwater maybe next year. So I'm looking forward to that, Gabe.
It'll be a good time.
I love that area, man. I love that area down there. It's beautiful, really nice beaches. So stories from the road. Do you have any stories, anything funny or interesting or unusual from this week?
No, I still haven't given any rides. I'm holding out for the college kids.
Yep. They're coming. They're coming.
They are. They're slowly trickling in. I think move-in weekend actually is this weekend. And I've been doing a lot of DoorDash. some catering.
Yeah.
That's been interesting. Had one today. It was like 55 meals.
Oh, okay.
Not, like some catering, it's the pans and stuff. No, it was 55 individual meals. And I had to set that up, and it was a second level business. No elevator. So I'm like up the stairs, and got it set up. And I was like, oh, do you guys, have a big party or something? She's like, every Wednesday is free lunch day. So everyone comes in. Other than that, they all work from home usually.
Okay.
I'll come in once a week to get the free lunch. I was like, okay.
I guess whatever it takes to get them in there.
I learned something today. Like I got this amazing Best Buy offer. And it was like $31.75 for one item. Best Buy, like quick 14 miles. It was 14 miles away, but it was all highway.
Okay.
So I grabbed it and I went in, and of course, it wasn't there. And so I'm like, oh, this is why, DoorDash is paying so much, because somebody probably dropped it.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. So I asked the guy that I know there if they had any back. He comes back with it, and he says, you'd be surprised how many people walk in that are DoorDashers and they don't see something. They don't ask anyone and they just leave. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because I've gotten some crazy offers, because I walked in and I ask, they bring it to me, and then I'm out the door. So I'm like, they can keep dropping it if they don't see the stuff. That's fine.
Yeah.
So that's been interesting to see. It looks like
Susan
Sue joined.
All
I think
right.
that's Bubba Sue, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
So yeah, just that. And then I got screwed on an Amazon route. They waited. I thought I was going to get a freebie. I got a freebie one day, and I'm waiting. I'm watching, the screen that says to wait. And I'm like, please, come on. At 15 minutes of waiting, they popped it up, and it was so spread out. And it was in Flint, and it was a 50-minute drive to my first stop.
Okay.
And when I finished, I had an hour drive back home. But I will tell you what, in Flint, I know the cops don't care what you do. I don't think I hit my brake pedal at all unless I parked in front of the house, all yellows, all slightly, we'll call it orange, as Faith says. Gotcha. Orange lights. I made sure that I got through them all. And you don't really stop. It's like Detroit. You don't stop at the stop signs, or you kind of roll.
Yeah, that's like St. Louis is like that. It blows my mind when I go up there. I'm so unused to it. And like I'm sitting at stoplights and people just like pull around you all the time and just go right through the lights. It's so strange to me.
So it worked out to my benefit. It sucked that it was so far away.
Yeah.
But I learned that even if they make you wait, they're gonna push that whole time. But I had a prior engagement, so I needed to hustle.
Okay.
So it worked. But other than that, I don't have anything interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have really anything unusual either. Like, just like you, the students are coming back here right now. A lot of them are moving in. Some of the sorority and fraternity people come in early. Some of the athletes come in early, but I think the main move in is going on, I believe, this weekend. I'm not sure what date school starts. I still need to find that out, but I will probably be out tomorrow night, Thursday, and then probably out again either Friday or, probably Saturday. Usually Saturday nights seem to be busier here. So, yeah.
I was supposed to go somewhere this weekend and plans fell through. So, I might come out this weekend and hustle with you if you're out. I might do some rides.
Shoot me a telegram and let me know, if you're heading out what night. Like I said, I'll probably be out some during the day, Saturday, and then probably Saturday night as well. And I'd say definitely tomorrow night. But yeah, nothing, just doing daytime rides. There's not as much of a chance, it seems, to get some crazy stories during the day. Although I've had a few that happened during the day over the years.
Honestly, the only thing I think I deal with is people that shouldn't be driving that are on the road.
There's a lot of that.
It's pretty, I hate to say this, but May was 9 years for me, right? May was 9 years. And I don't know, over 30,000 rides because, of course, I took time off, for a couple of years here and there. I don't miss it. Like sometimes I do, I get the itch, but not enough of an itch that makes me want to go do rides, because I tried it a couple nights here and it was okay until the last night. And I think it was the night before last year's picnic.
Yeah.
I was feeling okay. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to rest. And then I went out. No, I wasn't. It was before I was supposed to go. And then we thought maybe I was sick and I had allergies.
Right,
so the night before or the night before that, anyways, I took a kid and he ended up throwing up in his backpack. So that was the last time I drove a night. So over a year ago.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I know it's, I've always, the rideshare has been my main gig the whole 8 years I've been doing it. I enjoy it with my connection that I've made with my passengers here. I really like it, but I swear this upfront pricing, it may be the death of the rideshare career. Just, it's so frustrating. You get these $2.85, $3, $3.25 rides popping up and you're like, I'm not moving my wheels for this.
Well, like even airport rides, I'd make $30.
Yeah. We used to make 95.
And now they're popping up for 15.
Yeah. They're popping up for 45 or 50 here. And it used to be 95. And it's like, I don't know who's taking them. I guess it's newer people who, don't know what it used to be. That is aggravating. And the thing that really aggravates me with Lyft, and I talked about this with Jason last week, and it happened to me a couple of times last weekend when I was driving. Their trip radar will pop up and it'll show you a ride and you click to match on it and it'll go match in progress and then it'll go away. And then 2-3 minutes later, it'll pop up. Same person, same ride. Less money. And I'm like, F that. I am not taking that. Anytime I see that ride and you offer it to me again for less money, I don't care. I'm not taking it on principle. It's not doing it. And there's another guy in our local Facebook group. He was complaining about that last night too.
Uber's doing the same thing. How it pops up on the ride radar. And even if it's an Uber Eats, it'll pop up. And I was like, it's kind of tempting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. So I watched it go away. And then a minute later it popped up and it was like $1.70 less. And I was just like, no.
And on Lyft, it's higher price on the radar, but then when you get the direct ping, it's less. It's a couple of dollars less. And it's like, Lyft does the estimate per hour. Like it was 20 something an hour when it first was on the radar. And then they offered to me for it was 17 an hour. And I'm like, I was pissed. It's like, I am not doing this. Yeah. Sketchy. All right. So yeah, nothing too crazy for each of us. So we'll move on to gig economy in the news. It's in the first story that we're talking about tonight is Uber. Uber is, they have so many lawsuits right now. It's on here. I forget how many they said it was. It says they have nationwide federal litigation over 2,450 lawsuits alleging driver misconduct, where they're people accuse drivers of sexually assaulting them, things like that. And Uber is saying that it's found over 100 cases where passengers who filed those lawsuits and claimed that the driver sexually assaulted or harassed them, these passengers had offered bogus or doctored up receipts and said, so they showed some that said, they had some receipts that let me find it here on the, one person submitted 2 receipts for a single ride. 2 different plaintiffs submitted different versions of the same receipt. There's been, some of them have math errors or bogus charges that Uber doesn't even put on there. Some of them, the people had actually had female drivers and they've, photoshopped it to make it look like a male name for their drivers. They were time stamped differently, they use, different format that Uber does not use. And this is just disappointing on so many levels. First of all, the fact that Uber has that many cases against it. And And we know that it happens. We know for sure. I know a guy, I don't know if he's still driving. I haven't heard anything about him in a long time here locally in Bowling Green. But I would hear people tell stories about him like all the time. Like I had a girl in my car one day, and she was complaining about him. I was like, I'm pretty sure I can guess the name of the guy you're talking about. And she's like, yeah, that's him. And she's like, yeah, we just went. And I asked him if he'd stop through, the drive through real quick for me. She's like, it wasn't busy. I won't do it if it's busy. She's like, I was asking me to swing through. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll do that. For a blowjob. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, I hope you reported him. She's like, nah, I didn't. I was like, please do, because that's the only way we can get rid of people like this.
That's
They're
what I
not
don't
going to take it.
understand.
If I report him, they're just going to think I'm trying to get him, my competition out.
Right.
But if you report him, maybe something will happen.
Like how many I can't even count on both of my hands how many times I've heard a crazy story, and then I've asked, did you say something to Uber? Did you report them?
Yeah,
and the answer is always no.
Yeah, they almost always say no. And I don't understand it. I understand not wanting to get involved, but gosh, it's so easy to just report. It's not like you're having to go down to the police station and file a report or anything like that. It's much easier than that to just file a claim or a customer support ticket through the app and tell them what's happening. Because if they see this happening over and over again with the same driver, maybe something will get done.
Or how many times do people make false claims,
right?
And then the driver is kicked off for 24 hours.
And that's the flip side that this story talks about. You have people that are making bogus claims, and they're making it so bad for the people who actually have been assaulted. They're making everybody doubt, and just like people, not involved in Uber, people who make false claims on stuff like this. It's so frustrating and maddening that people would do that just to try to make a few bucks.
I will say that I've gotten months ago when I was taking rides, I was getting more of, this ride is recorded. So like the sound,
right.
Which I think is a great thing, because then you can't be blamed for saying something that you didn't say.
Yeah.
I almost wish they would do that on every ride, that it clicks on and is active during the ride.
Yeah.
And then once the ride is done, it shuts off. Because other than that, they don't need to have access to my phone and, all the other gigs that I'm doing.
Right. Sure. And I don't know if the reason they don't do that is because they run into things where if somebody's on the phone, on speakerphone or something, and then they run into maybe legal trouble because neither one of the parties on there is giving consent, or I'm sure there's some issues that they run into. But I would be fine with that, because we all have dash cameras. But if nothing really seemed out of place, that video is going to get overwritten eventually. And if somebody comes back a month later, I'm not going to have that video.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm definitely constantly looking for a good dash cam that stores it in the cloud.
Yeah. I'm surprised there isn't one yet.
I'm sure there may be a good one out there. I haven't researched it in a little bit. I've always been happy with our van crews. But if there's something else out there that will do that and works well, I'm all for it. They just I know Jason tested one that had the LTE in it and didn't seem to go real smooth. And you definitely want to have a recording. The last thing you want is for something to happen and not work at all.
Yeah. Bubba Sue just said Display Ride is cloud-based.
Display Ride, that's the one that Steve talks about, Rideshare Rodeo. He I think he has or he talks about them a lot. I don't know how much it is a month. But yeah, something I definitely will look into for sure. Okay, moving on. The next one, I think Gabe, this one is for you.
Yeah, the picture.
Yes.
So Lyft is starting where you can favorite your drivers only on scheduled rides. So if you do scheduled rides, and you've given somebody a ride and they favorited you, the likely chance of you getting them again is high. They haven't made it available so that it can be active at all times. But I think it's a start. Other apps do it. Like look at Shipped, they have preferred shoppers. I think it would be nice, and it would kind of. I feel like it's the right step to go towards cleaning up maybe your drivers. As far as like, oh, this was an awful experience. If you get enough of those where people are like, no, never again will I ride with this person, maybe then it will prompt them. Because I can't even tell you how many times, you hear stories of, I wish I could get you again.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, the algorithm, if you 5-star me, I 5-star you, and I'm available and I'm close. I should get you again. I've had it happen a couple times, but I can't promise anything. So it would be really nice to get those. But I think it's a good setup, especially if you do scheduled and you prefer to have something set up where you're just doing scheduled rides all day long and you have your preferreds. It's a good thing.
So the icons on here, I guess, what is the Heart's favorited drivers?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one on there? What's
early access?
Early access. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not sure. Yeah, I got when they announced the being able to have favorite drivers, I got really excited. Just because
Larry, you can't have all of the college kids in Bowling Green, okay? Like, there's no way.
Because I can't. Yeah, like you said, when you're a good driver and you treat your customers right, you will get asked that. They're like, "How can I get you again?" I've had hundreds of people ask that, and I used to hand out my cards all the time. It doesn't work great. I don't really love doing that because if they'll message you like, hey, we're going out at 9:00, then you've got to stop accepting rides about 8:30, and it kind of throws your whole night off.
And then you go by them and you're like, okay, I'm about to turn my app on. Go ahead but another ride can pop in.
Yep. It can. I have to do it 2 or 3 times, or put in their exact destination, things like that. And that also leads to a lot of people going, "Oh, I'll just pay you. Let me just Venmo you. Those Venmo, you want to Venmo you money." And so then you get into the whole cash ride thing, and that's just a whole nother can of worms. So
cash is king.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like I said, I feel like this is a step in the right direction. I hope eventually that they do it. That if you have favorited drivers, that they can do it on the fly. It doesn't have to be a scheduled ride because college kids don't ever schedule rides. So it doesn't do me a lot of good. Nobody schedules rides around here because you don't have to.
And honestly, there are a lot here, but they're for medical appointments. So they're not a regular thing.
Right.
There's some people that do use it for work, a couple times a week. So they do schedule. Or it's business people making sure that they have a ride to the airport.
Sure.
And the likelihood of them coming back is maybe once or twice a year.
Right. Doesn't do you all the good.
So I don't think anyone would really benefit from having a favorite.
Yeah.
Unless it's the same medical company that schedules all of them and, they just have guests, blah, 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 guests, blah, blah, then maybe that might work.
Yeah, that might help.
But who's going to want to be favorited for a medical ride? Because they don't tip.
Yeah, they don't tip. And, a lot of times, somebody might need help, getting in and out of the car. We might have to help walk them to the door and things like that. And yeah, they're not going to get any tip for sure, unless the person just tips you in cash, which slim to none chance that happens.
Face goes, that suck. Those suck.
Yeah.
When's the last time you gave a ride, Faith?
Yeah, but so I do hope that they implement this on all rides. But I can start handing out my cards again. I stopped handing my cards out because I had my website address on there, liftingwithlarry.com, and I let it lapse, unfortunately, and lost it. And somebody bought it up, and it was a Japanese porn site for 2 years. And I didn't even know it till this dude, like two times I had passengers get in my car and like, hey man, your website is like a porn site now? And I'm like, what?
Oh, Larry.
And I pulled it up and I was like, oh my, I've got like 500 co-eds walking around with my website on their card, and if they pull it up, they're going to see this Japanese.
Can you
porn
imagine
site.
all those college kids coming back and they're like, "Let's get a hold of Larry."
Yeah, and so I put a tracker on it, and so as soon as it became available, it emailed me, and I bought it right back. So it's mine again now.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So you got rid of the porn site.
I did, and now I can start. I can start handing my cards out again.
Oh, could you imagine if somebody didn't say anything and you would have just kept hanging?
I know.
Out?
I don't. Yeah. The first, and look, it was a guy that told me about it, in which I appreciated him telling me about it. I was like, man, thank you for letting me know that. I did not know that. He's like, I didn't figure you did. And I was like, yeah, it lapsed a few weeks ago and somebody else bought it up and, instantly turned it into that. So,
you know what? All I'm going to say is lifting with Larry, like, I could see that as a porn site, like when you think about
it. There's ways to construe. Yeah, we discussed that last week. There's things that you can think of, but we're not going to go down. That's on at least on the Patreon. You got to wait for the Patreon for that. You got to pay for that. No, goodness. All right, the next story we're going to talk about. This is a video. This is a DoorDash.
DoorDasher who's delivering.
Yeah, he's delivering and does it. He says a 12-hour shift, and he decided he just wanted to see what he made if he accepted every order. So here's what he has to say.
I just accepted every single DoorDash order for 12 hours straight. Started around 8 a.m. and ended around 9:15 p.m. on a Monday in the Virginia Beach area. I was dashing for about 12 hours and 10 minutes. I was active for 9 hours and 56 minutes. I put 221 miles on my 2009 Subaru Forester. My earnings before taxes, wear and tear, gas, insurance, etc. was $215. My biggest tip was $14.25 from a Food Lion grocery order, and my smallest tip was $3 from a Starbucks order, and I took 30-minute breaks between 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 3:45 p.m. and 4:15 p.m. I'm tired as hell, and my car needs a tune-up badly now.
Oh, so did that surprise you? What his amount that he made?
There's no way.
Yeah, that it's not worth it for that.
That's too much.
That is too much. That's a lot of miles and a lot of hours.
That's a lot of hours for not a high amount.
Yeah. I mean, he was active, I think, for 10 hours total is what he said his active time was. So, yeah, he was making like $21 an hour maybe. But, you got to subtract out the gas and everything they put in. And
the gas and the wear and tear and
all that. So, yeah, that's... that's a lot. That's a lot. Goodness. So just want to go back in the comments. We were talking about the dash cam. Josh said it's $10 a month for a display ride, which is not bad. And
does it use your own phone?
No, you use a camera. Yeah, I think they send you a camera.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Pete said Banter has cloud. Yeah, they do. I haven't tested theirs out yet, Pete. I keep hoping they'll send me one. They've sent me 2 free cameras just for doing reviews, and I keep nudging them like, hey, I'd really like to test out one of your cloud cameras, but they haven't sent me one yet. But yeah, get back to the DoorDash. Man, 12 hours of food delivery to me would be brutal, just because I'm not a food delivery person. I've done 12-hour rideshare lots of times.
Yeah. Even now, like I've been doing a lot of DoorDash, but there's no way I could take every order.
I don't think so either. I mean, Faith's talking about if he has a YouTube channel and did it for content, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe that may be what he was doing it for. I don't know. I don't know why else you would want to do it unless, you're just, I can see somebody just being curious. Like, you know what, one time I'm going to go out, I'm going to take every order and just see what happens, see how much I make.
I should do that. I should do that one day.
One day, just one
in the
time.
next couple days, because I wasn't planning on working. I should just go out and take every DoorDash order just to see. Although it would be so hard for me because I don't think I could do it. Like I'd be like decline. For those ones that pop up for $2.25, like.
Oh yeah, that'd be rough, man. That would be
he's
brutal.
Saying the lowest tip was $3.
Yeah, I wonder.
They're like, you didn't get no tips.
No, I was wondering.
No tip orders.
Yeah, surely he got no tip orders. Yeah, that didn't, because I know we get them here. Plenty if you took them. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he meant that was the ones that tipped, that was the lowest, or
right.
if, for out of 12 hours, I can't believe that everybody tipped. Like I can't. If he was taking every order, that's hard to believe.
There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so. But hey, you do that, I'll accept every rideshare. If you do that, I'll accept every rideshare ride.
I gotta think about this because I have trained myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see a certain dollar amount automatically. Mm-hmm. It's
all right. I'll tell you what. I'll really go on. I'll do the same thing. I'll do DoorDash. But I don't think I couldn't. They won't let me stay on for 12 hours. Because I can only go on when they let me on. It won't.
Maybe we need to start small.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we'll say, okay, a couple hours. We have to take every order that's sent to us.
Okay. Saturday when I go out, however long I can get on for, I'll take every DoorDash order and see, and see and try to track how many miles I put on, how much. Time I'm actually online or active, whatever they call it. Yeah, but see, you schedule your dash. Man, I guess they still do that here. I don't even know. I haven't scheduled a dash in about 5 years, probably.
All I have to say is I'm bad when it comes to saying this because look, I got Faith to do DoorDash and Uber Eats over the last couple of days, and she ended up taking Thai food to strippers in Vegas. So
it's worth it. There's content right there.
These ideas that I have aren't always the greatest.
What could be better than that?
True. Oh, I can do the earn by time. I have earn by time here.
There you go. Yeah. She's disgusted. That's true. That is a good point. There you go. We're getting all sorts of great ideas here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll do that Saturday.
We're 35 minutes in. We're only on story number 4.
That's all right.
That's all good, man. All right. So this is a video of another DoorDasher, and
I can't believe he did this.
This is another. We've had pretty much the same thing before. It's another. We say it all the time. That's why I don't order from DoorDash. So here we go.
I love how he drops it. Again. He's worried about the ground. He starts trying to clean it up with his foot. And those were some big licks.
Oh, yeah.
Puts it down and then drops it again and goes back in for it.
I can't stand. I mean, that's just this. And I go to Cookout a fair amount and get sweet tea. I don't eat as much there as I used to, but I'll go in there, especially when I'm out working, gig work at night. Instead of getting soda, I'll go in and get half sweet, half unsweet tea. Gabe, it's 3 times now. I've had to tell them to get me another cup, because here's what happens. These people, I wish I had a cup here to show you, but they have a big stack of cups right here next to the cash register. They ring up your order. The guy grabs his cup, flips it over, grabs it with this hand, puts his hand inside the cup, holding it like that, and hands it to me. And I'm like, dude, get me another cup. He's like, what's the matter? It's like, you stuck your whole hand on the inside of my cup. I don't want to drink after your nasty hands. I don't know where they've been. And this is somebody licking your cup is even so much worse.
I am super picky when I pick up stuff. Like, I know that these companies have been sent stickers to put on top of stuff. I had one from, what was it? It's a cheesesteak place, and he hands me a shake, and I'm like, do you have a lid with a cover? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, why? And I'm like, cover it. Like, but that's me. Like, I'm always thinking of, if I ordered this, what would I want? So I don't know. My cord's falling down. Jason wants me to use this damn mic, and so I had to rig it.
It's all good. It's all good.
I no. Bubba Sue said that's fake. I don't know. You'd be amazed, even if this one's fake, there's probably a handful.
Oh, we've played at least 2 of those other ones before of the same thing where somebody will lick the cup on the outside, on the rim outside, lick it because it's melting or something's happened like that. So yeah, I think it happens way more than people want to think about. Oh man, that's so disgusting. Okay, so our next story, this comes from my local Bowling Green Uber and Lyft group. And
I'm so jealous.
I know. I posted this in our chat for the show, and Gabe thought I got this ride, and I was like, I wish I got this ride. And
because you didn't respond, you posted it, and then you didn't say anything, and I'm like, oh shit, Larry's got a banger. Yes,
I would have loved to get this ride. So here it is. I posted up, and I don't know what happened. I asked her if this was an XL or some comfort or something special, and she's like, no, it was just a regular ride. And so Smiths Grove is about 17 miles north of Bowling Green. It's where our Buc-ee's is at, where they built the Buc-ee's at. So it's going from here. It's going toward Louisville. So from there to Louisville Airport is like, it's less than 2 hours. It's
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think I looked it up.
It's it's about 100 miles, approximately, maybe a little less. So I have no idea why this paid. So for our audio listeners, this is a ride, about 100-mile ride, and it paid $505.15. That's what she made. And she said the passenger paid a little over $800. So I'm assuming this was maybe business, somebody on a business trip, but I don't know. I don't know what they would be doing at Buc-ee's or in Smiths Grove, because Smiths Grove is a tiny, tiny, tiny little town. Like that's where they always put these Buc-ee's, in these little towns.
I would imagine that if a regular paying passenger there's no like $800 for an hour and a half ride.
You can fly to California for way less than that. I don't understand it, but strange.
I thought that was yours. I was so excited for you. I was in that chat. I was like, Larry's got a banger.
I would have loved to do. Yeah, I don't remember what I was doing when I saw that, and I think I was messaging her and asking her, was this a comfort ride or was this something special? Was this Lux ride? What's going on? Why in the world?
It's interesting though that. Gosh, I don't know. Like we were talking about beforehand. Like I've had one where I should have got paid like $38, and I got $147 for a ride. And there was no surge pricing or anything attached to it. It popped up, and I like screenshotted it, hit it, and was like, okay. And I took it, and I thought maybe it was a glitch. And when I dropped her off, I would get the 38, and then I got the 147, and I was just like, what?
Yeah. And I know it used to be a thing. Lyft, like 300 was the max you could make on a ride. I know that used to be a thing. I don't know when that stopped. And I don't know why they had it. I guess it was, just to keep somebody from running up. One of these stories like we had in the day where some guy ordered a ride when he was passed out drunk, and it was back to his home, and 5 hours away or somewhere, and he passes out and wakes up, and he's running up a $1,200 Uber bill or something like that.
That's a unicorn right there, though.
Oh yeah, that's what she posted. Yeah, holy unicorn, Batman. That was her post was. So shout out to Carly here in Bowling Green. I told her, I was like, man, I am so happy to see you got this. I love it. I love seeing fellow drivers get these great rides. That's fantastic. It makes my heart smile. So yeah, props to her for sure. All right, Gabe, what's our next story here?
So San Francisco tech company once worth $650 million files for bankruptcy. So company WAG is filing for bankruptcy. They did a couple business transactions where they wanted to have a certain amount of money on hand. And now they've dropped below that. And I believe their loans or something is coming due. And so they're trying to, if everything gets approved by the judge, they're trying to restructure all of their stuff. They're going to keep certain things still active and working. But if a judge approves WAG's restructuring plan, it will take the company off the public markets and into the private hands of a company called Retriever. So if they end up doing it, and it looks like since March of 2020, as a result of COVID, their monthly revenues have declined rapidly, which just makes me sad. I use WAG.
Okay, yeah. So tell people who don't know what WAG is. It's another gig that I think Jason maybe had tried it, or I know he did a similar one. If it wasn't this one.
So they have where somebody can either walk your dog. You can do short walks or long walks. You can schedule for somebody to come in and let your dog out if you're gone. I've used where I've had somebody come and house sit and watch Coda. And it was quite the experience my first time. I will say that. And I think you can buy pet insurance through it. Even they give you that option. So it's another way for a gig app for people who, maybe want to do a couple walks a day to earn extra cash, or they want to stop in and let somebody's dog out or check on their cats. It's great. I think Rover's another one too that people use, and apparently I need to look up Retriever.
Yeah,
that's another one I haven't heard of.
Yeah, there's lots of them out there.
But basically they had a plan to get a third party deal to get more money, and they did not. That fell through because what happened? It failed and it fell through, and then their debt obligations are set to mature this month. So they're in a dire crisis, basically.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, we always hate to see gig apps go away. We always talk about having lots of tools in your tool belt. You always want to have lots of stuff available, be signed up for lots of stuff in case one of them just either shuts down like this, or they decide just randomly to kick you off for some reason or ban you. And we see it happen all the time. So, it's always sad to see another, a gig going away that some people are using to make some money.
It makes you wonder though, why all these companies keep crashing and burning like they do. Like, I feel like they get so excited about and they grow way too fast, overestimate, and then they're like, okay, we need to spend on this, and then they don't baby it. They don't treat it like it's their baby, and then let it grow slowly. Yeah. You wonder if sometimes, some people are in it just for a cash grab and, get it to a certain point and sell as quick as they can and make their money and cash out. But yeah, you do see these companies that grow way too fast, and they think it's always going to be like that. I'm listening to a podcast now called Business Wars, and this season's all about AOL, and at the height of their heyday when they bought Time Warner, and they were on the top of the world and thought they'd never go away, and they were headquartered right in the area where my wife lived in Virginia, and we drove by the offices several times when I was up there. She's like, see all those empty buildings? That was all AOL. And now they're just big empty buildings up there. So yeah, even the big, the mighty will fall if they don't do things right. Wow. I just read this. So on Monday, the company's stock traded for around 12 cents a share. Oh, wow. That's not good. Yeah. Okay. I don't have the stinger to play that Jason has, but it's time for Waymo in the news. Another Waymo ride gone a little bit wrong.
Here you go. Waymo's just crashed here at the Phoenix airport. AI technology not working. Arizona license plate. both are Arizona license plate. Look. You see that, guys? They crashed. Look at that. And it says our team is aware of the interruption of the ride. That's what it says in the inside. Waymo's just crashed here on July 30th. And this needs to be posted everywhere.
Okay, so yeah, this guy's getting a little carried away. This needs to be posted everywhere, like it's in.
Well,
the world.
he's an Uber or Lyft driver.
Yeah, apparently, because I mean, we see crashes all the time, and we think nothing of it because it's people, and that's what happened. So, for the audio listeners, this was two Waymo cars. One of them looks like was coming at an angle and hit the other one in the passenger side door. It wasn't, it wasn't. Like, it didn't look like it was a high speed accident.
It looked like it was pretty fast though on that one for that corner to be.
Yeah, like not like a you would see on like a head on or something. They were both going in generally the same direction. But yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't a bump. It wasn't a fender bender. It was definitely more than that. And we make such a big deal of it because it is autonomous. We think nothing of it when we see people wreck because we're used to that. And
humans make errors.
That's right. And we expect these cars to not do that. And I'm still waiting for, hoping they start offering rides in Nashville, because I've read that they'll do testing in some cities, but they're not planning on doing rides there. They're just testing in those cities. So I hope that's not the case in Nashville. I hope that they're going to start offering rides and I'll run down there. I'll definitely look and see, because I'm driving my daughter and a friend of hers. They're going to see the Weeknd's going to be a concert at Nissan Stadium next Tuesday. Okay. And they asked me if I would be their Uber driver for the night, because they like to partake in some adult beverages at the concert.
I don't know how you're going to drive down there. It was crazy walking down there.
I'm not taking them all the way to. They're going to walk a little bit. I'll get them as close until it gets really bad, and I'm like, all right, y'all can walk from here, and this is where I'll pick you up afterwards.
I should check, because there's May Mobility is really big here. There's 2 locations, and I see the cars all the time driving around.
Okay.
So I should pay attention more to it. I had a friend who actually, she kind of rode in the car.
Yeah.
You know how you see they just ride along.
Right.
I should ask her kind of where they're going with that.
That'd be cool. But yeah, hopefully one of us soon will be able to actually take a ride in one of these autonomous cars. All right, I want to talk about the Octopus tablet. This is a tablet. It's made by a company called Octopus that is owned by T-Mobile. And if you sign up with them, if you're a rideshare driver, they will send you this free tablet. They do all the programming. They sell ads on there as well. So they actually pay you a little bit every month to have this in your car. And once you set it up, just they send you the holder that goes on the back of your seat. You plug it in and put it up, and then you really don't have to do anything with it. And they're so good about updating the programming. It's always current, whatever, big news is going on, or big sporting event, whether it's Kentucky Derby or Wimbledon or the NFL finals, whatever it is, they always have updated programming. They do the same thing with holidays, whatever's coming up. They have trivia games on there. They have, Netflix, they have movie trailers on there, all sorts of stuff. The passengers love it. And just Saturday, I wasn't out for long. I was out for a couple hours, but I reached a point and I got home that night, and, you get an email that says, hey, you're qualified for your $25 Octopus payout. So full-time drivers, you can really make between $75 and $100 a month. And it's just easy money, because really once you set it up, you don't have to do anything, and you don't have to worry about the equipment. If it gets stolen, if it breaks, if the charging cable breaks or is not working anymore, you just email them and say, hey, this is what happened, and they'll send you a replacement free. You never have to pay anything with them. So we love Octopus. The passengers love it. It's a lot of fun. When it's 3 a.m, you got 3 drunk people back there yelling at each other. They're playing trivia. They're like, I told you that was the wrong answer, you idiot. It's entertainment for you as a driver for sure. So check it out. Octopus tablet. All right. What do we got next? So this is, hopefully if we go out and do food delivery, Gabe, this is what we're going to see this weekend.
This is so fake. There's no way.
So this is a DoorDash, heat map. As if you've ever dashed, you're familiar with this. This says it's in Morgantown, West Virginia. And it says very busy, $56 an order. So I don't know what that is supposed to. Is it supposed to say you can make up to that much?
Oh, that means that it's an extra $56 per order.
Okay, plus 56. I think plus now. So yeah,
It wouldn't make any money.
That's that. Unless that's a glitch too. What's going on with all these apps this week? Glitching with all these numbers.
Yeah, peak pay.
I would do 12 hours. If 56 plus an order, I will do 12 hours.
Yeah. If it was, sure. I'd be like, give me all the college kids doubled. I can do.
Yeah, don't give anybody else anymore. I will do all the orders.
I think the most I've ever seen on peak pay was 5 in Grand Rapids.
Really?
And it was a snowstorm.
Really? I think I've seen maybe 8 here, I think.
Okay.
But that was probably like COVID times.
Like 50. Do you know how much money they would do per order?
Yeah. 56. That's, I don't know.
There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Next story. Actually, this is my son sent me the story. It's funny. The one lives in, my son Dakota lives in St. Louis. He'll see stuff like this and he'll send it to me. He's like, "Hey, if y'all talked about this, So this is a story, and this is this guy's a real just POS. I tell you what."
Is this the
nursing home?
One?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, a former employee at a nursing home is accused of stealing over $2,000 from a patient on Uber Eats. Brittany Bain was charged for stealing from the patient between September 15th of 2023 to November 21st, 2023 at a nursing home. And it's what happened. The patient's son shares ownership of the bank account and discovered it. And it was a total of $2,688 from Uber Eats and UberX that they ended up stealing. It's crazy. So she used a credit card.
Yeah. And they tried to claim that they were doing it while they were taking care of the people, but the first order was like the day they quit and all the orders after that. And how much was it? They said total like
$2,688.
That's a couple meals. That's not, that's not one or two.
I don't understand how it went on that long for that amount of money.
That's a good question.
If your parent is in a nursing home, obviously they're not spending that much. So like, I don't know. I watch every penny, but like how does it go on that long? 71 purchases.
Yeah.
Is what is the total.
That's a lot.
And they're getting charged with 1 count of fraudulent use of a credit card or debit card and stealing $7,500 or more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people, I'm sure it happens. They just not, especially someone's in a nursing home. They may not be capable of even checking their account anymore. They may have a child, one of their children that's looking over the account, but they may not check it real close.
Yeah, but the son shares ownership. I don't know if my mom was in a nursing home and you better believe I'd be on top of that.
Right. And we would, but some people, especially if if they know, okay, look, these are the bills that are the things that come out of this every month. And it's maybe not much is being coming out of their account. I can see somebody not checking it every month, just thinking everything's fine. But luckily he did check it, and did see this was going on, and this person, got arrested because, man, stealing from people in nursing homes, man, that's so low. I mean, that's so low.
Yeah. Well, so she was using it before she quit. So she stopped working in October.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy.
Yeah. This makes me sick.
She used it to get Ubers to go from home to work.
Yeah. Yeah. She was living it up. Yeah. She was just living it up. Yeah. Yeah. She said she uses the credit card to purchase food, but only for the patient. She said, and she said that, every fraudulent purchase except for one was made after she stopped working at the nursing home.
Wait,
so she made one while she was there, and all the rest of them was after she quit.
So 70, that's what I'm saying. So yeah. One was beforehand,
right?
But 70 purchases in 1 month. So over two, that's what, why? That's what I don't understand is how did that much money within a 30-day span?
Well, it says between September and November.
Right, but she's
2 months.
Right, but it said that one was done while she was working. She quit in October. So from October to November, there was 70 purchases over $2,000.
Living high on the hog. That's all. I mean, what else can you say? They were living it up. Just they were taking Ubers to the restaurant or somewhere, and then
we're getting filet mignon tonight.
You know it. Uber eat that stuff right on over. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Crazy. Okay. Well, maybe. Yeah. So Faith just said the son never even noticed until he got the statement a month later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that, but
yeah. If just depends on when it fell in the billing cycle. So, yeah, that is crazy. So, yeah, people just don't steal from old people. I mean, seriously, just go get a job. There's so many jobs. Just go work a little bit, earn some money. Don't be stealing from old people who've worked all their life to save money, and now you're going to steal it for your stupid Uber Eats. That's sad. Oh, goodness.
Desperate times, people.
Desperate times, desperate measures, I guess. I hope I'm never that desperate. All right. All right. You got any words of wisdom tonight, Gabe?
I don't know. Actually, you know what? There's been quite a few people that have come into the Telegram group that are always saying, what about this gig and this gig or this gig, or what's the best gigs to do? And I... Faith and I both today we answered, and every market is different.
It is 100%.
What works for one driver doesn't always work for other drivers. You can't compare. You can ask people about how much or what their goal is, or what they shoot for, or what shouldn't I do, or what should I avoid. But it's really hard to, and I feel bad because I want to be like, oh, this, and I get excited talking about gig work. But every market is different, and every gig is changing with how the economy has been. Yeah. This usually Wednesdays are crappy days here. They're slower days. I had a phenomenal morning where I was just like, whoa, okay. So it's always changing. Don't get frustrated. Find something that works for you. And keep trying, trial and error.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the best advice that I can give. Trial and error, move around. Don't sit in the same spot if something doesn't work for you. And don't be afraid to try other gigs, because you never know what is going on with that gig.
Yep. For sure. Well, those are good words of wisdom, especially for people just getting into, the gig economy. We don't ever claim to be experts, but we've done this for a while and we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah. We've seen a lot. We remember the good old days when it was hand over foot or whatever.
Hand over fist, making money hand over fist.
But making money, and you get excited about it.
Those $1,000 rideshare nights.
and it's all trial and error, and it's a matter of having a diverse portfolio. Faith and I use this a lot. You got to pivot. You have to, if you want to do gig work full time, you have to be able to pivot,
because they change constantly,
even through the day, where something falls through and you don't get a good order, or you're like, oh, I just shot this order, I'm going to get a great tip, and then they don't tip. Like, you have to be able to pivot to be successful.
Definitely. Well, we want to thank everybody, as always, for listening to the show. We appreciate y'all so much, and thanks for everybody who chatted tonight. We always enjoy the conversation and the tips and advice that come in through the listeners of the show. And as always, don't put up with anybody's bullshit.
And don't be a dick.
And we'll see you on the road. Good night, everybody.
Night.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.